Happy Monday. Welcome to another week's reading vlog. Hopefully we get a lot of reading done in this one. And if you watched my last one, the last one was chaotic. It was 3 weeks long. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time, but we'll see what happens. Probably noticed this is a different background. These are my actual shelves with all the books that I have read. They are rainbow. There's some more. These ones that you can see are not all of them. I also have my Secret Garden shelf, which is over there with my Secret Garden collection on it. So that's a lot. But yeah, I'm home for these next couple of days, so I figured why not use this colorful, beautiful background for the intro. But don't worry, there will be a bookshelf tour coming. I have started filming that. It will probably be up in August. I'm thinking I'm going to make that my video for my 1-year booktube anniversary because that is coming up. It's already been a year. It doesn't feel like a year, but it's been a year. So that's coming up. I think that's going to be that video, so be on the lookout for that. But without further ado, let's get into what I'm planning on reading for this week. So the first thing that I need to finish this week, I started last week in last week's reading vlog, and that is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I have 20 pages left in this book, and I am loving it. It is so adorable. So this is a adult romance that follows two main characters. We have Daisy, whose father and aunties are obsessed with trying to find her a husband. And in order to get them off her back, she needs a fake boyfriend. And then we have Liam, whose grandfather has just died, and in order to get his inheritance, he has to be married before his next birthday, which is in 2 months. So he has 2 months to get married, and she needs a fake boyfriend, so they devise a plan to become fake fiancés. However, there's a little bit more drama in this plan because Liam was actually Daisy's childhood crush. Daisy was Liam's childhood crush. Liam was her older brother's best friend, and he stood her up for her high school prom. So she has hated him for 10 years, and he has come back into her life, and he needs her help. And so, as you can imagine, there's tons of drama, tons of banter. It's so cute. It's so good. I'm loving this, but I have 20 pages left in it, so we should be finishing this hopefully today. And then once we finish that one, my next book that I have here to read is going to be The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. So this is the third book in her Young Elites trilogy, which follows three main characters. We have one who has survived what this world calls the blood fever when she was a child, and because of this she is marked, and her markings are strange, and no one likes her, and they think she's cursed, yada yada yada, and she actually has powers because of the blood fever. Then we have another perspective who's actually hunting the children that have survived the blood fever because they have powers and the government doesn't like it. And then we also follow another person who is the leader of a group of these children who call themselves the Young Elites and are trying to overthrow the government of this world. So this is a really great trilogy. It's YA, it's super fun, super quick. I love her writing style, I love all of her books that she's written, and I'm excited to finally finish this trilogy. But yeah, those are those two books. Those are the two books that I'm planning on reading this week so far. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after I finish those. I know I have 3 other books left on my May TBR, and they are all back at my dorm, and I'm not going back to my dorm till Thursday. So if I finish Midnight Star before Thursday, we're going to get to pick up whatever we want, which is going to be very, very fun. So we'll see what happens. But I am actually going to take a little bit of a mind break. I'm not going to read right now. I think I'm going to turn on some Netflix and maybe just do some busy work. So yeah, I am going to go turn on some Netflix, and I actually just got 3 books back. I did it, guys. I finished this book. It was super cute. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Say hi.
No.
You don't want to say hi to everybody?
And no.
Say hi.
No.
Okay, he doesn't want to say hi. But it is about 8:30, and I've made it to the 70-page mark in this, and I'm loving it so far. We jumped right back into the action straight from the second book. I'm enjoying the character things we have right now. It's been a while since I read the second book, so some of the things I kind of forgot, but like they're explained in the beginning, so I'm like starting to remember them. Can you be quiet? But yeah, I'm enjoying this. We're seeing a lot more of like them, because in the couple of the last books, this might be a little spoilery, so I'm sorry, but the elites actually like split up and went their separate ways and are kind of fighting each other. But in this book, they are getting forced to come back together to defeat this like bigger problem. So that's definitely very fun. But yeah, we're just chilling here on the chair. So I thought I would update y'all because I made it to the 70-page mark. So I'm gonna go back to reading now. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday afternoon, and I have finished The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. This was great. It was a great book. I loved it. One thing I do love about this series as a whole is that we're following Adelina as our main character out of the like multiple that we're following POVs wise. And she is definitely a morally gray character. And really, I wouldn't even say morally gray. I think I would describe her as morally black. Okay, she's ruthless. She's like just makes terrible decisions and torments people, but you love her all the same. And it's so fun to like follow a character that's like that, because I feel like in books most of the time we follow the good guy, and in this one we don't. We follow the evil person. And she's not necessarily like the evil person. I don't mean that by saying like she's the person that they're trying to fight. Like, she's not like the Dark Lord trope or anything like that. She just makes horrible decisions, and she's terrible to everybody, but she is our main character. And she doesn't start out that way in the first of the series, like, at all, but she gets there, and you get there with her, and I don't know. It's just, I love that about her. I feel like it's so unique and awesome. I will say, this is definitely spoilers, so I'm gonna put this thing on the video that says spoilers on the bottom of the video. So feel free to mute the video until you see that go away. But I'm going to put that up, and those of you that want spoilers can stay, and if you don't, just mute the video, and then I'll take that down whenever I'm done talking about spoilers. But we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so spoilers wise, I just want to talk about the ending of this book. That's all I want to talk about spoilers wise. Um, well, that and the romance, but like, I guess we start with the romance. The romance between her and Mangiano was great. Okay, like, I loved her with Enzo, like, in the beginning of this trilogy, but like, she needed to do with Mangiano. I love that she put her with Mangiano and not with Enzo at the end, and just, they were like the perfect pairing for each other, because she was like darkness and death and just anger and all kinds of other stuff like that, and he was just like joy and happy and carefree, and he brought out a different side of her. And I also liked how he was able to kind of like comfort her whenever she was in like fits and stuff. Like, it just, they worked so well together, and it was so cute. But yeah, I loved that romance. And then the ending of this book, I didn't like it. I didn't like when she sacrifices herself for Violetta. I don't think it needed to happen. I understand why it happened. I understand it was because, like, obviously we see her being this morally gray character, and so in order for her character arc to come, like, full circle, she has to, like, do a selfless act. But, like, really, like, Violetta died. Let her die. Let her grieve. Let her, go on without her. Let her go on without her. Like, people die. It happens. But, like, I guess it's okay, because, I mean, like, then Violetta goes and makes the deal, and there's a constellation in the sky, and so her and Maggiano get to actually, like, be with each other at midnight every night, which is what's called The Midnight Star, which I just got, by the way. That was pretty clever of her to title it that, but, like, I get why it happened. It just made me mad that it happened because like it was like Violetta died. Let her die, you know? I don't know. I could be a terrible person for saying that, but that's what I feel like. But that's all my spoilers. That's my spoiler rant for this book. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna take spoilers off the screen now so that everybody comes back to us. But yeah, I love this book. It was so good. I loved this whole series. It was just amazing. It was glorious. So yeah, that's this one. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars because again, I loved it, but there were also some flaws towards the end of the book that I personally just didn't like. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. This one is complete. So with that, we actually finish my reading plans for this week. I have 3 more books to read for my May TBR, but unfortunately those are in my dorm room, so I don't have them with me. But the rest of my TBR that's not like for a specific month yet, is just packed away in boxes because I moved back into an apartment in August, and so they'll be going on my bookshelves then. But right now, I don't have my big bookshelf set up, so I don't have room to put them, so they're just in boxes. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my boxes, and I'm just gonna pick a random box of books, open it up, and see what I find and like the first thing I want to read. That's what we're gonna read. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will come back and let you know what I find. Hey guys, I'm back. Baby has joined me. She's on top of the couch. But excuse the mess back there. That's my apartment in boxes. Yay for moving. It's glorious. But I looked through my boxes of books and I realized I didn't really want to start a new series. I wanted to continue on with the, like, try to get through some of the series that I've had forever. So I went through and picked out all of the books that are like the next book in the series, like the second or the third one or whatever. And I came up with a stack of 6 books, and I didn't know which one of them to read, so I took them to my dad and had him pick one. But the 6 books are right over here. We had Blood for Blood by Ryan Groudon, Castle would have been the one I'm reading out of here by Garth Nix, Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, Avenged by, I want to say it's Amy Tintera, The Magic Misfits, The Second Story by Neil Patrick Harris, and Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. So I was really excited to read some of these books and others not so excited, but I figured I'd give them all a fair chance. So I put them in a stack and took them to my dad, and he chose Blood for Blood by Ryan Groudon. So it's been a while since I read the first book in this series, but this one is called Blood for Blood. The first one is Wolf by Wolf, and in this book, we are in a world where during World War II, the Nazis won. So Hitler now rules the entire world, and every year to celebrate the winning of World War II, there's this huge motorcycle race that goes all the way either from China to Germany or Germany to China. I don't know which one it ends in, I can't remember which direction it goes, but it's basically the entirety of Europe and Asia. You race across it on motorcycles and only men can enter. Well, we get to the year before this book takes place, and a female wins it for the first time, and she is the only person that has ever been allowed to get close to Hitler. After she won, he danced with her, and he is kind of a recluse. He never comes out. It's the one time a year he comes out to celebrate the end of this race, and he never gets close enough to people for anybody to touch him. However, he danced with her. And so, we follow a girl who is part of the rebellion, and during World War II, she was actually experimented on, so she has the ability to shapeshift. And she shapeshifts into this girl who won it the year before, and she enters the race under her name to try to win it again and hopefully get close enough to Hitler to assassinate him. So that was the first book. It was thrilling, it was quick paced, it was so much fun the whole way through. This one is very chunky, it is a lot bigger. It is 572 pages. So it's currently Tuesday. I go back home at the end of the day tomorrow or early Thursday. I'm not sure yet. So I have until basically Thursday, and then I'll have the rest of my TBR for May to read. But we have basically a day and a half to get through a 600-page book. So yay for that. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But I was actually looking for Wolf by Wolf on my shelves and I don't see it. Oh, there it is. But yeah, he picked this one. I'm excited. I'm finally going to read it. So we're going to go do that. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Hey guys, so it is Friday afternoon. I am currently on sprints on Becca's channel. I'll link her down below. I love her channel, but it is do the thingathon this week, which I'm not actually participating in, but I'm taking advantage of the sprints that are going on. So because of those sprints, I have read 120 pages of this book. I'm this far in it, and I am loving it so far. We jumped right back into the action from where we left off in the other book, and I was kind of scared because I haven't read the other book in a while. It's been a couple months since I read the other book, and I thought that I had forgot some of the details, and I was kind of worried. But because this jumps right back into the action, everything just clicked and I got it and I'm loving it. This one is significantly bigger than the other one and it's taking me quite a while, but that's okay. I will say, you probably won't know who I'm talking about if you haven't read the first one, but our main character and Luca, I'm loving that dynamic right now. I'm loving it. But yeah, I lived for them together in the first book. That was my main ship and my main goal for that book. So the fact that they're still around each other in this book just makes it great. And that could be a little bit of a spoiler, but oh well, it's okay. That's not that bad of a spoiler. That's really not. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, this book, action, going crazy, just like always, loving it. So as far as other things we need to get done today, I have about 2.5 hours before I have to go to work. So I'm going to continue to do these sprints, but I think I'm going to alternate between reading this and listening to an audiobook because I have 3 days left in the month of May and I have 3 books left that are actually on my May TBR because Blood for Blood was not on the TBR. It was just a bonus book that I picked up because I was at home and I needed something to read, and these 3 were here. So I have the audiobook for Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate, so I'm pretty sure I'm about to start picking this up as well. So we'll be reading 2 books at once, and we will hopefully get this done before May ends. But this is a book, I don't know that much about it. It was, my sister recommended it to me. She really liked it, but I know it follows, I think it follows 2 different timelines. One in 1939 and one in present day. The one in 1939 follows a girl and her 2 younger siblings who lived on their parents' boat, and one day their parents don't come back and they get taken to this orphanage basically, and they've been told that their parents are going to come back and get them, but then they learn the truth and the oldest girl has to kind of fight to keep her siblings together. And then in the present day timeline, we follow a woman who is engaged and she has her life all figured out when one of her family members back home gets really sick and she has to move back home to help them. When she has some questions, and so she starts diving into their family's history and all kinds of stuff like that, and it changes her perspective and probably changes where her life's going. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, but we'll be listening to it starting in a couple minutes when these sprints start again. It is rather short. It's right at 320 pages, so hopefully we'll get this done pretty quick. But yeah, this is another plan for today. So with that being said, I'm going to go tackle these 2 things and I will talk to y'all in a little bit. Hey guys, happy Sunday. It is a day later than I like to end these vlogs, but we're here to end the vlog nonetheless. So let's go over what I read this week. So we started out with the last about 100 pages-ish of The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. This was a super cute, super fun romance book, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I've already talked about why I gave it that, and I've already explained it multiple times in this video, so I'm not going to explain it again because I don't want to really repeat myself. But yeah, we read the rest of this, and it was great. And then we picked up The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. This is the third and final book in the Young Elites trilogy, and it was glorious. It was so beautiful. I loved it so much. I loved the ending. The ending did make me mad, but after I've thought about it for a couple days and I've really reflected on it and figured out, like, in my mind, use the ending that I would have wanted it to have, this one is better, so I'm happy that she did it this way, even though it still makes me a little bit upset. But it was great. 4 out of 5 stars. I love this series. I love this book. I love this author. And I think if you're any type of YA fantasy fan, this is like one of those. Marie Lu herself is one of those authors that, like, you probably should read at least one book of hers. I will say, I know a lot of my friends like her Legend series better than this one, so maybe try out that one first, but I definitely think her writing is just great, and it's super easy to, like, take in and to read, and so it's a great place to start for YA fantasy if you're looking for that. And then after that, we picked up a book that is not on my May TBR, which kind of might have been a mistake, because now I have 2.5 books left on my May TBR, and it's the second to last day of May today. So that is Blood for Blood by Ryan Groudon. I am currently on page 215, so I've made it that far in the book, making decent progress through this chunker. It's like almost 600 pages, but this is great. We have stepped right back into the action after Wolf by Wolf, and it is so good to read. The romance and the relationships that have picked up in this one in particular are just adorable, and I'm living for them right now. This has all of the suspense that the first one had. You're still just as scared, and it's still just as high stakes, and so it's definitely a really quick read because you never want to put it down because you're not sure what's going to happen next. But this is amazing so far, and hopefully I will finish it in the next vlog, so go check that one out if you want to see if I actually finish it or not. And then I picked up an audiobook as well this week because I picked up that book, which is not on May TBR. I needed to get something from my May TBR read, and so I picked up an audiobook, and that was Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. So I am currently on page 45. I've listened to almost 2 hours of this. I have quite a bit left. I think it's a 13-hour long audiobook, so I have like 10, 11 hours left, somewhere in there. I'm enjoying this one so far. It's definitely a huge turnaround from the fantasy books that I just read. We're following 2 perspectives in here. So we have Avery, whose dad is a politician, and he has just, like, he is dealing with cancer right now, and she is the, like, lawyer of the family, like the daughter that actually went to college and got all this education and isn't worried about, like, finding a husband and everything like her sister is. And so she's the one that's going to try to, like, inherit the family, basically. And so she's following him around and helping him, and, like, as he's on, like, this campaign trail or whatever. And she ends up meeting a woman named May in a nursing home. And May is, like, estranged and crazy. And Avery feels sorry for her and wants to get to know her and know her story. So that's our first perspective. And our second perspective is actually May in the 1930s, as she is the oldest of 5 children. And she is living on a shanty boat with her mom and her dad, and her mom is trying to give birth to her new younger siblings, which happens to be twins, and she's having complications, and her dad has to take her mom off the boat and to the actual hospital to try to save her life, basically, and May is left with the kids. And from the synopsis, we know that eventually her parents don't come back, and they get taken to an orphanage, and May has to try to fight to keep the siblings together. So that is what we're at right now. I'm enjoying it. It's just very, very different from everything else I've been reading recently, so I think that's what's slowing me down a little bit. I will say it is helping that I'm listening to the audiobook because I'm not physically reading it, I'm just listening to it, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, this one is going pretty well. It's just a little slow. But yeah, in total, we read 2 books, and are halfway through 2 books. So I would say this is a pretty good reading week, and I am happy with how this has turned out. So as usual, all 4 of these will be linked down below in the description. So if you are interested in checking any of those out, please feel free to go do so. Also, I'm going to link all of my vlog playlist down there, so that way if you are interested in checking out any of my other vlogs, that is there for you as well. As usual, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another one. Bye!